to the Intertwined podcast. I'm your host, Paris.
I'm Will.
And it's our lunch break.
Okay, there we go. I was like, what is she going to say for this? But yeah, it's light outside because it is genuinely our lunch break. So
this is a fake window.
Today.
And it's fake light.
No. Today, it made sense to come up from the topic. I know we had a topic and you kind of came up with the idea. But the reason I thought it worked is because the main difference, there's a big difference. Only one, totally only one difference between me and you. Other than that, we're the same in totally everything else.
Right.
One key difference.
If we never distincted this, you'd never be able to tell us apart.
Yeah, we're twins, actually. Never mind, that's weird. Either way, the main difference is driving. Because Paris is a very different driver than me. Indeed. In the fact that she's great at parking. We'll start with that. Actually, the best Parker sounds weird, it's like the last name. She parks perfectly in the tightest of spots, mainly for the fact that I think when was it, like sometime last year, we had to drive to Long Beach, and there was one spot and there was not any other parking within quite a big, like, long drive. And how many inches do you think were on each side? Because it looked
maybe
fittable.
One.
It looked like the car could fit.
I was so stressed too.
I don't know how you did it.
I had never parallel parked on the left side before.
Oh, right, because it was a neighborhood street, so it's on both.
Kind of terrifying. Yeah, it was a one-way street.
Yeah, and there were cars behind us, and it was Long Beach, so the friggin' roads are like 1 meter wide, and yeah, we were there for quite a while. And when she finished parking, it was genuinely like a 20-point turn. Crazy. Actually. But she didn't hit the car.
No, either of them.
So she's great at parking compared to... Okay, credit. She also has a backup camera. I don't have a backup camera, which is why I've hit a car before. I don't think I've told you that. I was totally... yeah, I didn't actually tell anyone. I was parallel parking when I was trying to... vlog with people, and so I was parking kind of quick, and it was at night, so it was hard to see, and it was in a neighborhood where there were no lights because of Colorado, and I thought I had more space, and then I backed up, and I hear whoop, and I totally just hit their license plate very, very, very subtly, and yeah, nothing happens. Then I just parked and left.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but the other thing is, speaking of that, drivers in Colorado, I don't even want to say Colorado specifically, but I think drivers in California are just... There's a different thinking, which I think is important to actually talk about if you don't know.
Every time you get in the car, which I think should be thinking across the board, every time you get in the car, it's with the intention of going somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. So at no point should we ever be driving with no intention behind it, in theory, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, people here... With the gas prices here, if you're wasting your gas, it's because if you're spending that gas, it's because you're on a mission to go somewhere, which means you should be driving with intention.
Yeah.
Similar to walking with intention, with purpose. You got somewhere to be. You're got your eye on the destination, and you're going.
Yeah.
I don't think that people from out of state have that.
No, this is the difference. If you are from, I would want to say anywhere outside a major city, but maybe it's just not in California. When you measure drive time, you measure it by miles. This took me genuinely like 3 years to learn. But when you are going somewhere, no, it did, because when I was in college, I was still not gauging appropriate driving.
It just reminded me of something funny that had happened to me.
What?
And one time, this guy at an old job I had, customer service facing, this guy had come in. He was a tourist. He had an accent. He was not from here. Okay. He was like, how long would it take me? Or not how long, but he was like, oh, how far is this? And I was like, oh, it's about 15 minutes that way.
Yeah.
And he was like, why? Like, no. But he got heated, which tells me I was not the first person that he asked this to, because he was like, why are you giving me time? And I went, well, that's about how long it's going to take you to get there. You just go for about 15 minutes that way. And he was really irritated about it. He was not happy with my response. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, that's not my job.
True.
But also, you asked me a question and I properly answered it. I did not see the problem. But he was heated that I didn't provide him with like distance, which now that I think about it, had I provided him with distance, he probably would have been pressed that I didn't give it to him in kilometers. So it honestly didn't matter.
No, it's true, because when you come to California, you, like in Colorado, I don't want to say you can go a mile a minute, but if something is within a 20-mile radius, that's far, but like you can still go there. Versus in California,
20 miles is not far. It's depending on how long it takes you to get there.
What? No. I'm saying, like, if you wanted to go like 30 miles in LA, that's 30 miles. My interpretation is maybe that could take you like 40-ish minutes, something around that. But,
and that's accurate when there's no traffic.
Yes, but there's never like no traffic. Yeah. So it's always like guaranteed an hour. So people measure the time of travel in time, because that's more useful. Exactly. The other thing is, you told me like months ago, which makes more sense, is it's actually rude. Why it's rude to be slow on the freeway. You know, if you go too slow, it can be dangerous, right? That's why you could get a ticket.
Traffic.
Yes.
Get on the street if you want to go that slow.
But a good point is, if you are from California, theoretically, you know how awful traffic can get. You know how awful traffic can get. So you know how important it is to go when you can go.
I just saw this video on Instagram.
Explaining this?
No. This guy, it was a dash cam video. And he was like, it really is always just one person.
Yeah.
And he had to go around so many people, totaling probably 4 miles, just to get in front of this Prius sitting in the carpool lane. And then he just drove. It was open. It was completely open. And the rage that brought out from the bottom of my soul,
you'd be happy for that
was
guy.
On another level, because I was like,
no,
but my eyes started twitching after that.
You know how valuable it is. So if you know how valuable something is, and you're choosing not to benefit everyone, you're being rude. Like, you're actually being rude.
No, it is.
Which I never thought of it like that.
Rude. It's so selfish, and it's like I can't even get into that headspace, because it's something that I would never do. But it's just like, be kind to your neighbors. You know how important time is here. You know how important it is to be on time to everything.
Exactly.
And if you are the car that 5 other cars are sitting behind, you're the problem.
Yeah, because you're wasting their time, and time is money, especially in California. So it's just, I never thought of it like that, because I don't know, I just kind of grew up thinking, they're slow, but what harm are they doing?
No, and it's so important, because to survive out here, you have to be double rich. You have to be triple rich.
Yeah, and have networking.
Yeah.
And no degree.
You can't just be regular rich. You have to be double rich, triple rich.
Yeah.
So when time is literally money, think about the way that motivates people to cut time down on things like commutes where no money's being made.
Yeah. No, I never thought of it like that. So it was literally like a snap. Like, once you said it, like, oh, she's being rude because she should know how. Because it was this lady in I think a Prius.
Yes, and then it also pisses me off when people are trying to drive west. Okay, when people go to drive west, traffic goes slower. Traffic goes slower driving west anytime after 2 p.m. because now the sun is just beaming straight into your eyeballs.
Yes.
And the traffic gets bad because people can't see, and they're driving like this.
See, I'm not... And they're... I don't feel as bad.
No,
because your boy
no. If really you move to California, you know that 90% of the time, what is it? It's February 3rd.
Yeah.
It's February 3rd and it's 81 degrees outside. The sun is shining. You moved here for a reason. You know what the California tax is. It's beaches, it's sunny weather, it's palm trees.
Damn.
So if you're paying for that, go ahead and go to the store and buy yourself a pair of sunglasses so that when you're driving west anytime after 2 p.m., you're not the one who's holding up traffic. Because the sun sets in the same direction every day. Every single day. Nobody ever gets in the car and goes, oh my God, it's so sunny today. It's so sunny today. The sun is in my eyes. That's a surprise once. If you're not from here.
Apparently it was a surprise to me too. We went on a date to see the sunrise in the morning on the beach, and I thought the sun was rising on the beach.
Yeah, we went on an adventure. In my head, I just wanted to go for fun. Like, it was gonna just be fun.
The water.
And he was like, we're gonna see the sun come over the water. We literally got there. He's standing there facing the water. I'm standing there facing all the buildings. And I was like, it's gonna come from that side.
I was just confused because what's romantic about...
It was cloudy that day.
I was like, what's romantic about seeing the sunrise on a beach when it's not on the beach?
No,
it's sun setting on the
they're
beach.
Separate.
Then I'm just seeing the sunrise on some buildings.
The sun sets on the beach.
Like in Colorado, you will see the sunrise above the mountains. That's romantic. And set on the other side.
Sunrise above romantic. The mountains here too.
No. You just said buildings. So it's buildings.
Well, if you go all the way west, it's buildings.
Yeah, and so that's, I don't know. It was just really funny. But nice. You went off with bad drivers. Because I genuinely in Colorado would drive around and be like, that sucks. Well, they're wasting their own time.
It's just so inconsiderate. The sun sets in the same direction every single day. You live here because you have a car.
Yeah, I feel like if you grew up here, then there's no reason
for you to not have a pair of sunglasses in your car.
Okay, that's true.
When you are specifically driving west.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm bad at not getting
sunglasses. I cannot possibly be the only person who thinks about it. First of all, almost every single car out here has sunglass holder.
Cars don't have
your car has a sunglass holder. My car doesn't have a sunglass holder. I made sure to get one because I knew that I would be constantly driving west at the time of sunset and that I need to have sunglasses in the car.
I get more annoyed with just being slow and you don't. Either you think you're being safer or you're on the freeway. Oh my gosh, this even triggered a thought. People in California do not follow the fucking driving etiquette of fast drivers on the left, slow drivers on the right. Credit in Colorado, there's 2 goddamn lanes. So you pick one or the other. So it's gonna happen. Maybe 3 lanes. But California, there's like 5 or 6 lanes, especially if you go into like Irvine, right? There's hella lanes.
Have massive freeways.
I understand that, which means there should be a gradient. Some cars going stupid fast, going fast. And then the car's going slow.
Yes, the problem is that we end up with our Prius neighbors holding up the entire carpool lane.
Bro, thinking you think will go fast, so you go in the left lane is actually just the worst thought ever because you're just not going fast.
The problem is that people also don't get it. Like 5 people will go around them. They don't get the message. They don't care. They don't care to speed up. Or to move lanes. And that's when I'm saying it's just so selfish. Like, be considerate. People get in the car because they have somewhere to be.
Yeah. So make
now you can sit there in the lane and you can be like, well, they should have left earlier. You don't know if I left my house 2 hours in advance to be here stuck behind your slow.
That's the other part. If you're going to follow, it's the awareness. Because, for example, say I, again, would always give people too much benefit of the doubt where it's like, oh, if they're going slow, I don't know. Maybe their car is like broken and about to be fixed,
off the
or
freeway.
Someone is in the car giving labor or some shit. Like you.
How slow would you be driving?
I don't know. That was a bad example.
Giving labor.
Giving labor. It's giving labor.
Yeah, they're giving labor.
No, like if you have some crazy shit, because my dad has had his fair share of broken cars that we've been driving, and we've had to be careful.
Why are you on the freeway?
No, what if it
How unsafe is that? How unsafe is that?
No,
not only are you risking your life, you're risking all of the people around you's life because you want to drive a broken car.
No, think about it. I'm saying like when we were driving back from Alabama, our car was totally just broken, but we had to get home, so we would drive on the freeway. But with our knowledge, we then knew, like when we were driving a trailer with a boat, you cannot go that fast because you're carrying more weight. So we went in the slow lane. Like if you know you're just driving slow or you like a set speed, then just drive in the slow lane. Because also, I just realized if everyone drove in the same lanes ish that they go their speed, you wouldn't have people be as recklessly cutting in between people.
Yeah, you know, like
like one of our good friends who likes to drive at a moderately efficient speed. You could just go straight. You wouldn't have to go in between all these Priuses because I don't want to blame Priuses because it sucks because every time there is someone slow in front of us, they are driving a Prius. And it's crazy because a what, Honda Fit?
Or
Nissan Versa?
Yeah.
I did it. I learned. Those are the three. Literally, when we started dating, every time there's an inconvenience. Stupid Honda Fit. Stupid Nissan Versa. Always those two cars. And then the Prius started creeping in. But
it's a personality type.
Yeah, I didn't know that. There wasn't really Priuses in Colorado that I really remember. But people in Colorado follow the goddamn, like, even on the streets, you won't be seeing someone going 5 miles an hour in the left lane.
Yeah, I've actually never driven in Colorado because
well, the roads are wide too, so even if you're going to drive around someone, it's more comforting. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. But no, it's definitely a process too because it forces you to learn how to drive in compact spaces, like driving in when I was in college, Whittier parking. Holy shit, that was tight. That parking was
that place.
But yeah, that was crazy. Where else have I driven? When we drove,
so dumb.
I know, but also when we drove to the SZA concert, that downtown, fuck that.
The Kia Forum
just
at concert time.
No,
it's the Uber is more worth it.
You
do get free parking if you drive a Kia.
You do?
Cool, yeah, because it's the Kia Forum. You get free parking if you drive a Kia. I don't know anyone that drives a Kia. We all drive.
Well, it sucks because they tempt you by giving you parking or making parking discounted. Like when I got the SZA tickets, they gave me free parking or they discounted it. When I got the Leroy tickets, they gave me free parking. Now, parking, the process of parking, though, is stupid because there's so many people, which leads me to my next point. Parking. Parking, you have to add more time. You're used to that.
Like, yes, if something you do have to, depending on where you're going, include parking in your commute, which means
as your time,
not leaving if it's an hour away, not leaving an hour early, but like an hour and a half.
Yeah, borderline hour, 45 minutes early because
you'll probably have to circle for parking.
Yes, and then even still, you'll probably be put in the position of paid parking or really far away free parking, if that. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, like when we went to the One Piece Cafe. There was a parking spot that was actually really close, but
it was like a 15-minute parking space, but the sign was covered with stickers.
So so we couldn't read it. So who's gonna? What? I forgot about that. Bad example, but no, that's something that's different because again, my bias of being in Colorado, you just show up and park. It's just a parking spot. There's literally free parking garages where you don't have to pay, and there's like floors of open spots.
Yeah, that was absolutely mind-boggling to me for.
And here you'll just see all the cars and you'll think, what the fuck? Why are there so many people? And yeah, it's because you're in a city. I don't know what it's like in Denver. I think it's better, but it's just paid. But here there's nothing. So
yeah, no, hardly.
I guess last thing that I actually didn't even ask you about involving driving. What was your driving test like? Because mine was dumb.
Took full advantage of the position that I was put in, which was that most teens want to get their license.
I didn't.
I wanted to for one reason and for one reason only, to have more experience being as a driver on my parents' insurance, so that by the time I went on my own insurance, it would be cheaper. That is not what happened.
That's calculated.
I ended up not getting my license. We didn't want to pay for the driver's ed classes, so we waited until I was 18.
Lame.
The problem is that I turned 18 in 2020. So there was a portion of the year where it was like, I don't even know if I can get my license this year.
Virtual test.
Right.
You're just playing Mario Kart.
Right. So I didn't even know what the options were. For a brief moment, nobody knew what the options would be. So 18 rolled around, and I'm a December baby, so it was at the end of 2020. So I was like, all right, let me get my permit because I need to get out of the house because it was just a pandemic. I'm like, I know I can't go far. I know I can't go with a large group, but I could go by myself. So I was like, all right, let me get my permit. I did the test permit,
Like the written.
the permit practice test online.
Okay.
Over and over and over again.
Pfft,
We walked into the DMV by my house. It was one that didn't do driving tests, so it was entirely empty inside. It was like 10 minutes before they closed, and I did my entire written test in like 6 minutes.
Okay, the written test is really fast because you know my overthinking brain.
It was super
I did it
easy,
in 10 minutes.
And I only missed one question.
I think the max you can miss is 3.
I don't know.
Or 5. Max you can miss is 5.
I have no idea.
I missed 3 because I literally read one of the questions
I have no
wrong.
idea.
Okay.
So I finished my permit test in like 6 minutes. This is in like February of 2021. We spent the year practicing driving. It was really sparse, and like just every once in a while I'd go out to drive because there really was nowhere to be. Like you could not go anywhere. There was nothing to be up to. So the roads were empty. It was like perfect to learn how to drive.
That's cool.
I didn't take advantage of that. So then we got to the end of 2021, and I was like, listen, my permit's about to expire, so I need to take this test. So February rolls around. My permit's going to expire in the end of February because I got it at the beginning of February. So February 2022, a whole year after I took my permit test, I took my driver's test. Now, restrictions are beginning to be lifted, but people are still catching COVID. High. A lot.
So did you have like a divider in your...
No. And this was like a month and a half after I had even caught COVID at all. So a lot of people were still catching COVID. So the driver's tests were short. They were short.
Oh.
They were maybe like 6 to 8 minutes long.
Okay, that
so
kind of makes sense.
I had to wear a mask. The test guy had to wear a mask. It was super low interaction.
Okay. That sucks.
And we had looked up the DMV I was taking my test at, the test routes on YouTube, and they didn't have the exact test routes, but they had like older test routes on YouTube.
You could just cheat. You got to see where you were going to drive.
Okay, well, first of all, if you grow up in the city, you get to see where you're going to drive.
Oh, what? I didn't get that.
But so we watched the video, and my dad, for a few days leading up to my test, would take me all the way down to the DMV, and then he would do a mock test with me. So he'd be like, okay, turn here.
That's cool.
Turn here, pull over here.
You had to do stuff like that?
Yeah, I had to pull over onto a curb, and I had to back up along the curb. And if you hit the curb, that's an automatic fail.
Oh! Okay. I'm gonna save my...
And the rest of it was pretty simple. I probably got like 6 marks on my test, and every single one of them was about turning off my blinker before I was fully in the lane.
Interesting.
So I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna count that. I even used my blinker. So.
I didn't get that at all. Damn. I don't even think... So ours was, like 10 to 15 minutes. We drove through a neighborhood.
10 to 15 minutes, that's so stressful.
No, because you drove through a neighborhood and you went in a circle, and that was it. And you did not have to park. You did not have to pull over. You did not have to... You literally did nothing. Like, I'm trying to think. So you started in the parking lot, and then you went out. I remember being told, hey, they're going to dock you hella for not looking in your rearview mirror. So I looked in my rearview mirror, I think like every 4 seconds.
Yeah, actually,
taking
your driver's test is like
I
this.
was fucking doom scrolling my phone. Like I was, and I think maybe my mom was just like, oh, a lot of people, they turn their blinker on, and as they're looking, well, you can't even.
Yeah, you move
as you're looking, yeah, you'll move over. So I made sure to practice that. I don't know what I got docked, but I just know that I did one left turn. I turned right into a neighborhood, and then I went around, and then I think I did maybe 4 turns total. The only got you moment they have is they force you to turn right into a merge lane. So they want you.
That's tough.
They wanted to train you, except it doesn't even fucking matter because everywhere else in the world, if you turn right and there are 2 lanes, and the lane on the right is like a right only, so you have to go left. Most people will just go from the right lane into that outside left lane, right?
Yeah, but that's not the
rules of the road, because you have to supposedly, which by the way makes no sense, because if everyone followed the rules of the road, there would be more traffic. So just food for thought. And so you turn right into the right only lane, and then you would have to do another double look and then move over and merge into the left lane. That is the only like place where they could have got you to dock a lot of points. But I think the day that I tested, there was like 5 people in a row and everyone passed. No, the girl before me didn't.
Ooh.
She was the only one that didn't.
Scary.
She was the only one that
hate
didn't.
when
and
people
I was just like,
are
how
gonna do something
fuck?
that is like freaky for you for the first time. Like you're doing something like your driver's test, and they are like having a really hard time with it, and you're like, it kind of gets you a little bit.
I just felt bad because they didn't.
Yeah.
Honestly,
but you
I
had
was
really
cocky.
extensive driving.
I will say
learning classes.
Yeah, my mom definitely wanted to make sure I was set up for that. I got 2 hours of practice in the mountains, 2 hours in the city, 2 hours on the freeway. I hated driving on the freeway, by the way. It's just straight, stressful. You know how much I sweat? Double that. That's how much I was sweating next to a dude I was gonna describe him, but I'm not gonna describe him. Did
he also have a steering wheel and a brake?
No, yeah, he did, and we would have to pull over, and I'd have to get gas. Like I'd actually have to.
The first time I ever put gas in a car, I spilled it all over myself. And then I went to my grandma's house, and she gave me clothes because I smelled like gas. Because I spilled it all over myself.
How does that happen?
It was like the same year I had my permit, so I was like 18. And I was like, we were coming home from studio or something, and I was like, oh, I want to learn how to do the gas. Now I have a boyfriend. I like never put the gas in the car myself. I got good at it. Okay, I know how to pump gas now.
That's why I pump gas.
I stopped. I know how to pump gas now.
That's funny.
I asked my mom, I was like, oh, can you teach me how to pump gas? Empty gas station. It's the middle of the pandemic. She's like, yeah, sure. Cool. I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually kind of nervous because I'm doing something for the first time and gas can explode. I'm like, whoa, the risks of gas, I understood. Okay, let's just be clear. Somebody else might not have taken this as seriously as I did, but I was
How much did you spill?
I was a good amount. I was
on your shirt?
On me, like on my whole body.
How? Like you took it out and you just still kept
Okay, hold on, let me get there. So my mom's teaching me, like first put in the car, do the whole thing, click 87 out here.
Yeah.
Click 87, take the thing, and
Nozzle.
you open the gas hole, and then you open the gas hole. Okay. Then you put the nozzle into the gas hole.
Okay.
And you have to make sure it's plugged in all the way.
Yep.
Okay. And then you can pull up the lever and put down the thing so that it just sits there and it fills up the gas.
Oh, I trust issues with that lever.
Okay.
For a minute.
So yeah, sometimes they don't work.
Okay.
So my mom didn't want a full tank because we were just refilling what we used in my grandma's car, which is how we ended up at my grandma's house after. Right? Which is now my car. So this is funny because I spilled gas filling up my own car.
That's funny.
But so we were just filling up the amount of gas that we used. We weren't doing a full tank. Otherwise, this would not have happened.
Yep. Okay.
Right. She goes, okay, you can take it out now. And I go, okay. No. And then she didn't teach me. You drop the lever first for the gas to stop. She said, take it out. And if the gas is pumping, you can't take it out unless the lever's up. So I squished the lever up and I pulled the nozzle out of the gas hole, but the lever was still pumping gas. So we paid for some gas that ended up on the ground on my clothes. But it wasn't so much gas that we had to get the gas spill kit.
That I did not know.
Anyways.
That's funny.
Yeah, so whenever I can, I don't pump gas.
Okay. Well, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to rate the show on Spotify. That helps a lot. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in next week's episode.
Put your sunglasses in your car.